Well, welcome to Click for IB Biology. We're studying C3.2, Defense Against Disease. And in this particular video, we're going to be looking at the role of antibiotics and in the occurrence of resistance to those antibiotics. There's a PDF of this presentation that's linked in down in the description. Download that, add your own notes to that, and then why not take the quiz, the 10-question quiz, short answer questions with answers provided to secure your own understanding of this particular part of the topic. So antibiotics and resistance. So antibiotics are defined as chemicals. So these are chemicals, and what they do is they block specific metabolic pathways. And these pathways are those only found in bacteria, but not in eukaryotic cells like your own. And so when you take these antibiotics, they are targeting the bacterial cells on the understanding that they do not have any effect on your cells. The style of antibiotic falls into two broad categories. There are the bacteriostatic agents. These ones, after the bacteria has replicated within your system, the infection has occurred, it can stop any further increase in the actual infection which is there. And so this increase again will only happen if you actually remove the bacteriostatic agent. On the right-hand side are bactericidal agents, a different chemical, and you can see here that the population having increased with the infection, and then we have the application of the bactericidal agent, and the population is decimated. The population of bacterial cells, that is decimated. And if you remove the agent at that point, then it has no effect. And so I suspect that this is the type of antibiotic with which you have had most experience. So just to draw attention to a key point is that antibiotics work with bacteria. They target their metabolic pathways, those cyclic and linear metabolic pathways within the cell chemistry of the bacteria, but they do not affect your cells or animal cells. And in fact, they don't affect viruses either, because the virus is actually a parasite of the eukaryotic cell using the eukaryotic cell's mechanisms, and so the antibiotics have no effect on a virus. So that might make you question about the provision of antibiotics where one is suffering from a viral disease. What is the logic behind that? But let's move on to a phenomena which has been happening with the use and development of antibiotics, which is an interesting history in itself. And here illustrated with reference to methicillin, which is shown here in the diagram, and graphically here showing that over the years, what has happened is that the bacterial cells which are attacked by the use of methicillin have developed resistance. So in the diagram in red, we have methicillin susceptible Staphylococcus aureus, and in yellow, we have methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, and you can see how the yellow has been increasing, catching up with the susceptible populations. Let's take a look at how this occurs. So in the image here, we have Staphylococcus aureus, a type of bacterial cell that finds itself clustering together into almost like shapes like a bunch of grapes here like this. And so those Staphylococcus, coccus refers to circular, staph refers to the bunch, and aureus refers to a golden appearance that this creates when grown in culture. So Staphylococcus aureus is associated with wounds, and its infection in a wound can be a serious issue, but can be treated by the application of methicillin, this antibiotic here. And so if the Staphylococcus aureus is susceptible, it will die. However, due to random mutation, what has emerged over time are a low frequency of methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So that is to say that we have versions of this bacteria which the antibiotic doesn't work on, and they have occurred through random mutation. And then with the application of methicillin, we have selection. This is almost like an evolutionary argument. And so because the antibiotic is killing off this group here, the MSSA susceptibles, it does not kill off the resistant form here, the MRSA, and so MRSA becomes more common as the MSSA, the susceptibles, become less common. This is the idea of the resistance emerging in the populations, and you'll know that in order to overcome or to partly overcome this issue, we are all advised to complete our course of antibiotic drugs where those are administered in treatment of disease. That brings us to the end of C 3.2 and the study of defense against disease. There's the link to the channel. Please do subscribe. It really encourages. And there's the playlist for your convenience.